Good morning. Oh, it's morning. It's late for me. Oh, bored, I guess. Um, just after 7 o'clock. I think I did wake up at 6 o'clock briefly, and I took that photo of the sunrise through the trees. Although it might have been more spectacular had I been in a place where I had a real view, like some of those cliffs that I had been walking on. But anyway, last night there was a bird. I think it was a bird, but an animal. But I think it was a bird uh, who was not very far away from here, and it had this repetitive mechanical sound. And I thought, did they put that up here just to keep people from wanting to camp out in the area? And it went on and on for like 5 minutes, and then it stopped for a while, and I could hear one away in the distance. Then after a while, again, it started up, that type of thing. Anyway, 2 or 3 times after dark. Excuse me for yawning. Um, and I don't know if you can hear it even now. It's like the sound of the cricketing. And that went on for a while. And then I thought, it was getting on to like 10 o'clock, and I was still having trouble sleeping. So I pulled up the foam earplugs to help deaden those little noises. And I took my last Advil PM. Don't normally use sleeping pills or anything like that, but it does make you a little drowsy, and it knocked me out. And I guess that, and the fact that I'm not in a shelter or near anyone else, and it's dead quiet. I had a pretty peaceful sleep. That was a good one. Oh, otherwise, sorry for yawning. So I had both vestibules open. I did hear thunder in the evening, and I expected it to rain, but it never did. I'm looking at the fly, and it's not wet at all. And hopefully with the vestibules open, condensation won't be a problem. But I'm going to get out and check that in a few minutes. I have to get out and do my morning constitutional, as they say. And I'll start to pack up. Now, I'm not going to leave here until probably about 8. It's like 7 now, so that way I'll get out about 10:30, and not too incredibly early, and make my way to the hotel. I'll probably be another 20 minutes, and see if they'll let me into a room or not right away. And then I can shower, do my laundry, get out for lunch, go check out the outfitters for a couple things I need, like a water bladder for filtering water. I wanted one of those bladders called Gnoc, Gnoc. I've seen a few of them, and I had wanted to buy one before I left, but the shipping to Canada was nearly doubling the cost, and for whatever reason, I've never noticed them in stores when I went through. I had taken my platypus bladder in the beginning, 2-liter network fine, and then it developed a little bit of a leak, and I happened to come upon a Sawyer squeeze bag in a hiker box that was brand new. I thought, oh, I'll just use that. I think that was a Hot Springs. And my only problem with that is that I need to fill it twice per liter bottle, which is a little bit of a pain. And if, like last night when I left camp site, would be the last water I would have for a while, especially if I'm camping like I am now without a water source. Carrying 2 liters was a problem because I worked up a bit of a sweat, and I drank the first bottle um, in for the full day, and all I could think about was water. I kept drinking a little bit out of the other one that I have for today. So now that's all I've got to get about 2.5 hour walk out of here, and that should be enough. But you're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul type of thing, not good. And having a bladder as much as 2 liters meant that I could have carried just a liter, if I wanted to, or 2 liters of dirty water that I could filter when I was here. I forgot to fill the bag I did have, but it was only half a liter, and I didn't think it was going to be a problem. So that's that for that. As for mosquitoes and that type of thing through the day, the only time I really have a problem is when they have those little bugs that just circling right in front of your eyeball. Like they know that you have water there, and every now and then one will dive bomb into my eye and blind me for a second, but that doesn't happen too much. I haven't had too many problems with mosquitoes. I have used my repellent a couple times with my legs at a shelter or something like that. Sometimes they tend to be in a little bit of a boggy area, and I think that will become more and more of a problem. Mosquitoes. At some point, I'll definitely probably even need a hat, a head net with a hat, uh, just to keep them right out of my face as I'm walking, or in the evening when I'm eating. Um, I was getting a little tired here, so I'm propping it up. Um, Food? Well, I was thinking about food a lot last night. It's funny how it's hanging there. When I was thinking about or not hot chocolate, but chocolate milk and that type of thing, right? Now I'm thinking about the continental breakfast and the um, waffles that I have, and how I'm maybe go buy a stick of butter and leave it out overnight in the hotel room so it's soft in the morning, and bring it with me to the breakfast so I could put a lot of butter on the waffles, and even maybe buy a little bottle of maple syrup as opposed to the corn syrup that they have with flavored maple flavoring. Um, that might be nicer. And you maybe even bring chocolate milk to mix with the cereal. So I was going through all these type of things in my mind. And I was getting so hungry, and I was so tempted to just go out, bring down the bag, and grab my almonds. But the salt did not make me thirstier. Problem is another problem. Uh, I don't know if I mentioned too that I did hear my bag go fell to the ground. I guess the wind undid the couple of clove hitches I had loosely on a stick of a tree that was holding the bag up. So I had to get out and pull up the bag and wrap it around a little differently. So it's been a secure. I haven't heard it come down. It must be fine, and it will be dry. So I'll go have my dry granola uh, with a little bit of water, and that'll be it for breakfast until I get into town. Um, for my feet. Just getting out of the tent to go get the bag and hang it up again. It's amazing when you've been rocking all day in your boots and banging, bang, banging, and you take your shoes off for 10, 20 minutes, and you get up and it's like you're an invalid, just learning to walk. Um, my heels were tender, as they probably still will be, and I put them in the shoes this morning. It's going to be probably painful, and it'll be awkward, and it takes, even when I stop at the cliffs, um, looking at the view, getting up and starting to walk again, it was like awkward because the feet had become stiff or something like that, and it took a good 10 or 15 minutes of walking for them to get lumbered up again. So maybe I should be doing stretches more often when I stop. I don't know how effective it is, but I should do it. I always do the stretching after working out. Um, anyway, so getting a little cool with the quilt off of me. I should get out of the tent, like I said, do my little business, and I start packing the bag up and getting ready to go and enjoy my day in town and in a clean room and showering and buying some Epsom salts and soaking my feet, and it's going to be I think a pretty nice day. I hope, at least it's sunny. Um, and as for sunburn, that type of thing, well, I had number 50 little thing in my hip belt that I usually slather on the back of my neck when I feel it and I'm out in the sun much, but in the trees a lot. So I'm not getting a lot of direct sunlight, but obviously And my thighs don't look that compare some sort
Me, I know who I am. I'm a leader, disguised as you. Me, I know who I am. I'm a leader, disguised as you. I'm a you. I'm a you. Me, I know who I am. I'm a leader, disguised as you. Me, I know who I am. I'm a leader, disguised as you.
As I'm taking down the tent, there's that polychrome sheet that I have that is not the full width of the tent, but I had originally bought it or cut it just to be wide enough for my sleeping pad, with the idea if I ever had to cobalt camp. So under the tent, I always put it on the side where I've got my air mattress, because it's puncture resistance material, and that will help prevent the floor and the pad from having a problem. And I just put the pack, usually empty, with a few loose things on the other side of the tent. So it covers 3/4 of it, a little bit more, but and it's super light and easy to fold. And other than the perspiration or condensation underneath it that will have to dry a little bit, it works perfect. Okay, it's 8:04. A pretty late start. I've got for me. I've got everything packed. Boots are on. Feet feel okay. Actually, almost from the get-go, getting up and walking around was okay. And I'm sure they'll hurt in these boots, though. Anyway, one thing after another. Gonna put the pack on and start the journey into Daleville and Hotelville. See you then. Can you hear the crackle? I can. Well, I got to the gas station and I did look, but they didn't have chocolate milk. So I got one of these for 89 cents and one of these for breakfast. And the Super 8 is just on the other side of that Pizza Hut. And after I've had a little bit of something to eat and a little something to drink, maybe about 10 o'clock, I'll roll over there. Well, after spending an hour on the phone, 45 minutes of that waiting, I canceled my reservation because the Super 8 I booked it at is an hour and a half walk from here and not the 50 or 100 yards from the trail that I was expecting. The one here wants something like $60 a night, not $44. So I'm going over to the Howard Johnson's, which is across the road. You can see them over there, for about 50 bucks a night, and for 2 nights. And I'm gonna pick up my bag and walk over there right now. Nicest rooms I've ever stayed in. I guess that for a connecting room. At least they have coat hangers and an iron. And light switch. Oh, there we are. So, see how dirty that is not. Okay, and the bathtub. Oh. Well, at least the head stays on. And curtain ring and towels and toilet paper. All the things I need, I guess, to get along. Well, this is cold water. This is hot water. That's it, full blast, hot water. Barely enough to get it up to the shower head. So I guess that's one way to save money. Howard Johnson's rolling over in his grave. 3 little pigs. There's the Kroger, Newcastle store, and outdoor trails. I'm gonna go get a few things. Well, thanks, Wendy's. I was able to upload 2 videos while I sat there. 2 different little visits. One for my hamburger and frosty and Caesar salad, and then I went and checked. I went and checked that the purification liquid I had was actually purification liquid and not deodorizer. Thankfully it was. Then I went back and had another frosty and uploaded another video. Well, there's nothing like coming back to your room and it's hot in your room. I come in and check. Yeah, my battery is fully charged, which is good. And I got a lot of food. It was heavy. Definitely the trail mix was a lot bigger than I wanted. I also, of course, got my chocolate milk. Even though I wasn't craving it today, I knew I had to get it because I'd been thinking about it so much. On top of that, I don't know if we'll be going to the barbecue tonight. The Three Little Pigs. I'll probably go there tomorrow, maybe for lunch or dinner. I also got this whole apple pie for $5. Thought that was a good deal. Let's see. Other odd things I got were some more inserts to replace the ones that are in my boots now. I think I got about 6 days worth of food. I was able to get those Knorr fried rice sides that taste pretty good. And I also got some more tenactin for foot fungus, or athlete's foot. And I was probably only going to get one of these, but I got two because they were on closeout for half price. So now I have 20 of these things. The wraps were a little bit bigger than I wanted, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And some of these finger Injinji sock liners, the ones that I tossed back at Damascus, and I bought, it was there, but when I was at Angel Rest, I tossed the pair I had, thinking that the ones I bought at Walmart that looked like they would be suitable, they were not. And so I had to do something about that. I also got some plastic bags from ThruHiker bought, and a couple of the caffeine Mio energy drinks from there as well, for free. And with my Acromera liquid, I got a little pill bottle or dropper bottle, so I can pre-mix the stuff and put it in there. It was a screw top instead of the pressure top, because it'll probably end up popping or leaking. We'll see. But this is a lot of trail mix. A lot. So I'll have to knock that off. I did get some candy. Oh, that's not the candy. Not a lot. Sour Patch Kids. That's not so much on its own. And Butterfingers. So I'll probably knock off a few of these this week, or the next day or two as well, just to knock down the weight, really. And some more bacon bits, which adds flavor. And what's the other thing I got? These ibuprofen PM pills. Instead of the Advil, they were just cheaper. So I'm going to try to upload a couple more files, see how it goes with the internet, and I'm just going to put the TV on. Air conditioner, I think thinks it's cold enough in here. I don't. And watch TV while I drink my hot chocolate and eat my apple pie. Oops, sorry, breathe there. And yeah, I don't think I'll go out this evening, but anything can happen. So until later.